Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chad with CD Shave, and thank you very much for joining me for today's face shave and sample review. This is more of a review for those of you that are not familiar with this type of video that I do. Sample and shave is when I basically have a sample of something that I either obtained somehow or that I bought, and I just wanted to try it out, give it a shot, and I just throw in my 2 cents on the whole thing. Popular or not popular, good scent, bad scent, it doesn't matter. I throw in everything and just give it as what I call it or what I think of it. And so that's the deal. Before we get into that, let's get into what we always get into, the holiday of the day. Today is National American Red Cross Giving Day. It is extremely important to give to the Red Cross, especially nowadays with the health crisis going on. Blood, any platelets, anything you can give, even food and clothing. Sometimes that's really necessary. Just call your local American Red Cross, ask them how you can help, how you can donate, and please do so. And having said that, let's move on to the shave of today. So today today's sample for the shave of the day is provided by Jeremy York, Declaration Grooming, Cuir et Species. Right. I think I said that right. Okay, so while we just said that, I'm going to throw up my tablet here. This is what the label actually looks like on it. It's got some information here. I got this from... This is actually from the website itself. They describe this scent as what they imagine John Wayne's kitchen smelling like: soft leather, vaguely appley, with a twist of some kind of baking spice. However, they insist this is not a gourmand scent. And it's made with milksteak. So anyway, whatever that is. I didn't do a whole lot of research on this on purpose, because this is just me giving something a shot. So, all right. Jeremy always sends me the soap attached to these waxed paper, but before we get into that, actually let's continue with the rest of the gear. We have the aftershave here. It's in this little syringe. You cut the tip off and pull that out, and I'm good to go on that. But of course, we always throw on a little bit of the Thayer's Witch Hazel in the JD bottle. As far as making the lather today, we're going with Lancaster Brush Works. Right there. Custom-made brush is Badger Knot. And Wade & Butcher. We're just going to drop that razor in there and wipe off some of the oil that I put on it when I store it away. All right, so all that stuff's sitting still. Oh, by the way, we're going to be using bowl tonight of Sterling Shave Company's, the dog bowl, the collapsible shave bowl. I've used this a couple of times already. I think it's a really good bowl. I'm going to go ahead and throw our soap in there. I think it's great for traveling. And I've gotten some fantastic lathers out of this. So it's basically made out of silicone or some type of rubber, and these little nodules in here are flexible, and you just jam the soap in between them, or you can smear it on top of them, I guess. And then you just go to town and make the lather. So I'm just going to wet the soap a little bit. I'm not going to soak it, just to kind of let it sit there for a minute while I continue on with what I'm doing. Wax paper, I've got the entire sample put in there, so I will not have any left when I'm done with it. This is just for me to basically try it, give it a shot. So again, this soap is tallow-based. The scent profile in this is leather, tobacco, flower, cedar, anise, or anise, however you say it. It is not anise, that I do know. And oak moss and patchouli. The aftershave is available it's not available. These are actually out of stock on Declaration Grooming's website because of the health crisis. They have instructed everybody to make their purchases from maggoodrazors.com, so you can make your purchases there if they have them in stock. And if they're selling for $17 for the aftershave and $22 for the soap. So it is rather expensive on the side of the soap, I think. For me, this needs to perform pretty well in order for me to justify $22. I didn't look at the amount that you get out of it. So I'm not really sure exactly how much 4 ounces. Okay, yeah. So for $22 on a 4-ounce thing of soap, this better be pretty good as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, let's go ahead and start making the lather here. And yeah, one of the major differences between a sample and a shave series that I do is, actually, you know what, let's back it up. The scent, by the way, I definitely get the patchouli and oak moss. The cedar kind of darkens it out. It doesn't pick up. It's not. I get a lot of the leather, but it doesn't grab a lot of the cedar. Like, it's not a cedar forward soap. Cedar a lot of times takes the driving, or takes the helm for me when it comes to soaps that include it. This particular one doesn't really get that. I don't get that in this. So we're just going to go ahead and make the lather. Now, like as I was saying, for those of you that are not familiar, this is based with this series. This is me trying it out for the first time. This is not me on my 5th or 6th time using it and giving you guys my kind of 2 cents on the profiling. I don't necessarily give what I think of the soap itself per se. I only kind of just talk about the soap of what it is. It is what it is in the profilings, and they're very important because it tells you, as the viewer, what it is you're looking for. And sometimes, as much as they try, artisans and websites that sell it, they give okay examples of what the soap is, but it's nice to have somebody else's opinion, somebody that's actually using it, like firsthand, right off. And not that I say I like something if I don't, because I don't do that, but I say what it is. This particular soap is this cold, or this or that cold, or it smells like this, or it smells like that. In these series, I pretty much try it, and we'll see what happens. And this is also for those of you that haven't really seen the shave, or haven't gotten a chance to see an entire shave. Well, this is when you get to see that. Some of you guys will reach out to me on my channel and they'll tell me, "Oh, you didn't really do the shave or whatever." And this is for you guys that want the shave. So let's go ahead and wet face. There's the lather, or what there is of it. It didn't make that much lather for me. For the amount of soap that was in there, there wasn't a lot of lather. And again, for $22, I would expect to be able to get more out of that. But that's just my personal opinion. All right. As far as the scent strength is concerned on this, I found it to be rather light. I mean, off the sample, it was fairly strong. I'd probably give it about a 5. But as far as I just lather it now, the scent has really, really dropped a lot. So, Weight and Butcher. First pass with the grain. Well, she glides. That's for sure. There we go. All right, moving on. Yeah. So initial slickness I found is definitely there. The scent is nice, but you know, a little light. That's okay. Again, it is a shaving soap, not a cologne. Okay. First pass in the books. No irritation of any kind. Now some of you guys may wonder why I do such thick lathers. That's because it works for me. Some people will tell you it's not necessary or whatever, and it may not be. But it's for me. It's kind of relaxing. In fact, I've had great shaves when I've been in a hurry. Not that I suggest you rush during any of your shaves, but I've had shaves where I've been in a hurry and I've just done kind of a real basic covering where you can still see my skin, but because the soap is so good that I'm using, it still provides a nice slick runway for the razor. Yeah, nice. That's nice. Residual slickness wasn't super off the charts when I was checking earlier. It's there though, which is good. Now this kind of is a tough angle to see. I can see it, but now, having said this, just a little bit, I know there's some new straight shavers out there. And they're looking, a lot of them will reach out to me. Hey, what can you tell me about doing this or doing that, or how do you do this? And Anthony Esposito had a video recently, the Stallion, and he kind of said it best. He's like, you just have to do it. And he's right. He's totally right. You just have to do it. You just do it, and you have to figure out what works for you. I mean, the thing with that is, you got to remember, this isn't new. This is not a new style of shaving. It's been around for years and years and years and years, decades, hundreds of years, I believe. People have been shaving with these. This isn't new. So, it's not like, I mean, how do you think people did it before YouTube? They basically grabbed it and started going at it. My biggest piece of advice to people that are new to straight razor shaving is to respect the razor. Just to respect the razor. So yeah, respect the razor, and you'll be fine. I mean, are you going to cut yourself? Probably. Have I? Oh yeah. But my nose is still attached. My ears are still there. It's not. You don't need to be afraid of it. Just do it. Just do it. Like riding a bike. People can give you tips all day long, but until you do it, you have to kind of feel it for yourself. You have to feel where that balance is. You have to feel where you need to put your weight at what times. Same thing with straight razor shaving. Same thing. There we go. So the scent on this, as of right now, is extremely light. It's still there though. It's still nice. I know, some of you are like, Jesus, he takes a long time. But it's what works for me. Now, a DE is faster. But I don't get as satisfying of a shave. If that makes sense. At least right now. That could change. All right. So, nice soap. Nice soap. Not a whole ton of, definitely not a lot of residual slickness, and for me. I've had bases from other companies where it's more. There's still a little bit of sample in there too. I'm going to try to conjure up a little bit more soap. As far as the water play is concerned, I think it takes a little bit more water than you might expect. But, you know, you don't, in my also opinion, you don't want to, you shouldn't have to play with the soap in order to get it to work. But it's all right. It's not so crazy that I couldn't figure it out. But remember, for me, if somebody says, "Oh, that, you know, this soap is great. It takes a ton of water," that's usually a red flag for me. I shouldn't have to figure a soap out to get it to work. It should work basically right off without any problems. I shouldn't have to mess with it too much. I didn't have to mess with this too much. It took a little bit more water than some of the other soaps, but it wasn't crazy. All right, against the grain. First I go sideways. Then I pull the skin a little bit. Tilt that blade. Get right into there. The neck area is, for me, is the coarsest hair I have. I mean, it's so tough to get. Not impossible, just tough. And then I kind of go up. Okay. That's the neck. I will say that pulling the skin is very important for straight razor shaving. I mean, for any razor shaving at all, but especially for straight razor. Nice. The side. Now, I've been straight razor shaving for a while. A couple of years anyway. And I still have areas that I have a hard time with. Doesn't mean I don't get good shaves, it just means there are areas that give me trouble. One of them, right here. And that's the against the grain. I just have trouble with that area. All right, let's rinse. Now, even I will do a cleanup pass. Basically, I'll just take the water that's there and buff the razor on whatever it is I didn't get. Yeah. It's not perfect. But it's perfect for me. Somebody once said that to me. And it's a very good statement. Okay, so let's talk about this soap. I thought it was a good soap. I thought it shaved well. I had slickness. I had not tons of residual slickness for me, but enough to make it work. I thought the scent was really, really nice. This is what I've got left in there. Oh, wow, it's a little bit over. Actually, you know what? No, those peaks are perfect. That's actually really nice. Yeah, so there's plenty of slickness left in that. Let's see, I pretty much used, yeah, I used just about all the sample. There's a little bit left in there, but As far as the scent is concerned, I thought it was a really nice scent. I liked it quite a bit. I'm a big leather and suede type of person scent. This was a nice break from that. Some of the leather scents tend to smell a lot alike after a while. And this was a nice break from that. It wasn't quite the same as all the others. It was a little bit different on the leather. So it wasn't so much leather. It wasn't a lot of cedar. It was just different. And I think that they're exactly correct in their description. It is difficult to describe this scent. But it is a nice scent, and I do, if those of you are out there that like leather, like I do, I would definitely recommend it because it's just a different take on your typical leather scents. And having said that, as far as the performance is concerned, I thought the performance was really, really decent. I liked it, but the question remains, would I drop $22 for this soap? No, I would not. There's the thing. If this was 5 years ago, I probably would. But it's not 5 years ago. And there are tons of artisans out there who are making really, really good products that do not cost $22 for 4 ounces. There are artisans that you can get for 3 ounces that are not even close to that I would purchase from. So it's a good soap. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad soap. If $22 is completely in your price range and that's something that you have no problem dropping on a shave soap, then yeah, I would try it. Give them a shot. I think you might like them. In my personal opinion, especially performance-wise, they're right on the money for that. You know, why it's $22, I don't know. It's my guess is the ingredients. Ingredients are not free. So let's face it, some of the ingredients that do go into these shave soaps are expensive. So I'm not knocking him for that, him or her, whoever owns it, for that. I'm just saying it's not, for me, I wouldn't drop $22 when I can get other stuff that's, in my opinion, is just as good for less money. All right, witch hazel's on there. As far as the post shave is start of the post shave, I don't feel any issues. I no burning, nothing in the soap. I thought was really, really good for my face. It worked really well, so I have no complaints there at all whatsoever for Declaration Grooming. You know, for me, like I said, it's just kind of the price point right now. But again, that's just me. You got to remember too, this is just my opinion on what I think of this particular soap and where my budget is. It's kind of like Phoenix Shaving. You know, his soaps and splashes are a little bit more than some of the other people's. Is it something that's always in my budget to purchase? No. Does that mean I think he's doing anything wrong? No, I do not. I'm just saying it's not always in my budget. If I happen to have the extra money and you know, I can afford, you know, and I see something of his that I like, I will pick it up. This, probably not. Again, $22 is pushing it for me. That's for my budget wheelhouse. All right, let's try the aftershave. And again, if I misquoted that somewhere, by all means, correct me. No, that's $22. So, all right. And it's probably, honestly, you know, budget-wise, you know, I think that things are going to be tight for not just me, but a lot of people in the coming months, or even years at this point. So it's something we all kind of have to take into consideration. I never see where that thing goes. Anyway, all right, here we go. Oh, that's nice. The scent is nice. Ooh. There's that vetiver, that Haitian vetiver I got. Now, I've said in some of my other videos, sometimes the soaps are different than the aftershaves, and I still hold true to that. I still believe that thoroughly. And this is one of them. It's a hat. It's more of a hat tipping. To me, it's not an exact. The aftershave's a little bit different. I mean, it's the same but different. I definitely get more of the vetiver. And maybe a little bit of the patchouli. But yeah, the leather is definitely not for me. The leather is almost non-existent in the aftershave, which is fine. It's not a knock on it. It is what it is for me. So yeah, that is the shave. I'm pretty happy with it. I thought it shaved well. Again, my only negative on this would probably be the price point. If this is within your price budget, then yeah, pick it up. Try to give them a shot. See what you think. I think there'd be a high chance that people will like it. If it doesn't work for you, well, then put it up on the BSTs and get something else. But for me, I thought it performed pretty well. And the ease of loading was there. I mean, I didn't really load it per se. I bowl lathered, so it wasn't really a loading comparison. The density was definitely there. The residual slickness was there-ish. It wasn't a ton of it, but it was there for me. And the scent was real nice. It was, a little on the lighter side, but it was real nice. Heavy in the beginning, smelling it right off the puck or off the sample was really heavy. Yeah, cushion. I mean, the initial slickness, the shave slickness, which is really kind of what counts in the soap, or one of the areas that really counts. It was there. It's definitely there. I have no irritation whatsoever. Real nice shave. So yeah, definitely good shave. Just an expensive one. So anyway, all right, folks, thank you very much for joining me. I'm Chad with CD Shave It. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please do so. It's free. And but make sure you knock that bell. That way you get a notification every time I do a new video here at CD Shaving. If you shave tonight, have a great shave. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you folks in the next video.